Hey guys, let's make a butter pecan cake. Oh my goodness, so delicious. So hey, let's get started. You see here I already put in my all-purpose flour. Also, all the ingredients will be in the description, okay, below. So the flour is there. We are putting in our leavening right now. So we're putting in 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and we're doing a half a teaspoon of salt. We are sifting that into this bowl here. We're doing our dry ingredients, and you can use whatever sifter you have. If you use cake flour, you do not have to sift because it's already pre-sifted, but you can sift if you choose to. It's your preference. Some people do, some people don't. So anyway, this is just what I'm doing, what works best for me. And I have sifted all of our leavening and the flour into the bowl, and there we are. Now we're going to take out those roasted pecans that I put in the oven. And so what I did was also took half a cup of these roasted pecans and I put it in a food processor. Okay, and so made some butter pecan to add to the batter. Now we're going to do 1.5 cups of white sugar, and then we're going to do a half a cup of brown sugar. We are going to now add our butter, and we're going to cream that together. Okay, so we're going to just do 1.5 sticks of butter. Make sure you get all your butter off your wrappers there. And this is the whole stick there, and getting off all of my butter. Okay, butter baby. Now it's time to mix it up. We're going to go ahead and kind of cream this together a little bit here. You can definitely use a hand mixer. I have a stand mixer as well, so I just went on and used it for that. You don't need to make this extremely creamy. It just needs to be at least kind of where it looks crumbly a little bit. And I'm using my whisk just to create a little extra air since I'm not going to cream it all the way. Okay. Now we're going to add our eggs, and even here guys, I kind of made a mistake. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I was supposed to do 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. I ended up reading it wrong and did 2 eggs and a white. So I did go back and put in that yolk as well. So technically I added 3 eggs, but we're gonna, I said that's okay. We're gonna keep rolling and keep, I don't think it should harm anything that's significant. Okay, so then you want to make sure you stop and spread down your sides of your bowl. You want to go ahead and add your flavorings. That's vanilla extract, and I'm using maple. Do not skip on the maple. Okay, that definitely enhances your pecans in the cake. Okay, now I'm adding some sour cream. It's a half a cup of sour cream to make the cake fluffy and moist there. So we're adding that in as well. We're going to make sure that we are stopping and scraping down our sides again. You want to make sure that you do this throughout your process because the sugar, butter, and things like that pile up on the side of your bowl where the whisk can't reach it, and the bottom. Okay, so you want to do that. You want to go ahead and whisk a little bit more. Make sure it's all well and incorporated. And then after you do this, we are going to go ahead and start the rotation of our flour and our whole milk. You can definitely use buttermilk if you choose to. Okay, I'm using whole milk. So now we're going to just rotate. We're going to start with flour, and we're going to do milk, and then we're going to do flour, and we're going to do milk, and then we're going to end with flour. Okay, so basically you saw me adding the flour. Now I'm going to add half the milk that I have there, and then we're going to do a little bit more. You're not going to see, the whole process there. I'm just showing you where I added. Now I'm adding the rest of the milk, and I'm adding the final of the flour. Okay, you don't want to over mix here, so you just want to make sure that it's well incorporated. Once you do that, just stop it, scrape down your sides, because of course the flour kind of gets all around the bowl, and you want to make sure that it all gets incorporated. And then you're going to make sure you even scrape the bottom of the bowl just to make sure there's no flour clumps on the bottom. Okay, see how I did that there? Okay, just real gently, not too much, and then you're going to go ahead and just continue to mix that up, and not for long. Just going to do it just a little bit to make sure that the rest of the flour is incorporated into the batter. Okay, do not over mix it. And then once that's done, we are ready to actually pour in our pecans and the butter pecan that I put in the food processor. I didn't show this part to you guys. Sorry about that. I thought I was recording, but I didn't. But I added that, and you see here, you see the pecans are in the batter here. So now it's time to pour it into your greased pan here with flour and butter. or oil, whatever you want to use. Just want to do a light flour. Now you want to just make sure you're distributing the batter evenly into the 2 pans as much as possible. That's kind of hard. Some people weigh them. I don't really weigh them. I just kind of eyeball it here, and just make sure that you're making sure that it's even as possible, and you're going to be smoothing it out. Get all of your batter out of that bowl, okay? You guys don't want to leave any batter in your bowl, okay? So scrape it all out. Make sure you're getting it all out there. Even take it off your spoon too, you know. You just want to get everything in there. Don't leave nothing behind. No batter left behind, right? So you're going to do that and just kind of make sure that happens there, okay? So that's it. So just go ahead and smooth it out and make sure that everything is incorporated. Make sure everything is smooth and leveled and even as much as you can, okay? So that's it. You want to give it a little shaky, a little tap to release air bubbles. And this cake is smelling so good. Oh my gosh. Butter pecan. I love butter pecan, and it's just all right. So you want to preheat your oven. Make sure it's preheated to 350 degrees or 325, depending on the pans that you use. Okay, so go ahead. That's it. You're gonna go ahead and put it in your oven. There's your cake batter, and you're ready to go. When it comes out, look at it. Say about 30 to 40 minutes later, depending on your oven. Look how golden brown that is. It is so cool. They are smelling so good. Okay, guys. Wow, can't wait to taste it. Now we're just doing the toothpick test, just making sure everything is clean, showing you that the toothpick is clean. That means that these cakes are done. And also they are pulling away from the sides of the pan, so that also lets you know that the cakes are done. Okay, so voila, look how beautiful they are. We let them, I let them cool in the pan for about a good 10-15 minutes, and now we're releasing them, and look at that beautiful golden, nothing stuck. Yes, I love when that happens. It does not stick, but this is really good. So here's another one. This is the other one. Oh, look at that, y'all. Come on. Love it, love it, love it. So anyway, they didn't get stuck. Yay, they're beautiful. They smell good, nice and fluffy. And yeah, there they are. Look at them. Look at the beauties. All right, we're going to let these cool off on the rack. And while that's cooling off, guess what we're about to do? We're going to do a cream cheese butter pecan frosting. All right, guys, so here we go. So we have 8 ounces of cream cheese. We're going to add that room temperature, and we're going to add that, get all of our cream cheese off the wrapper there as much as we can. And then we're going to go ahead and add about 4 tablespoons of room temperature butter as well. You want to make sure this is really room temperature, both of these, because you don't want it to be gritty and grainy and lumpy, right? You want it to be nice and smooth, and you want to make sure that you're getting everything off your spatula and into the bowl, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and cream that together really quickly. I'm using my whisk attachment there to my hand mixer. I'm not using the stand mixer. I'm just going to go ahead and use that. Okay, so just make sure that you're scraping down your bowls. Make sure it's nice and creamy. We want it creamy there. So now we're going to go ahead and add our brown sugar. That's a 1/2 cup. Make sure the brown sugar is fresh. Do not use no old, hard. You know, if you've had your brown sugar in there for a minute, go buy some more, because you want this to be nice and creamy and fresh. Okay, so go ahead and make sure that's well incorporated. Get that mixed in. And then you're going to go ahead and add your vanilla extract. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of that. And then we're going to do also, there's, see, I'm trying to show you, you guys can't see it, but anyway, it's 1 teaspoon of the vanilla extract. And then we also do not slip on the maple. Okay, that's my maple oil that I didn't have any extract, so I used my oils that I had, and that's even better. You don't want to skip on the maple, because maple definitely brings out the flavor. They marry so good. I'm sorry, tongue twisted here, but it definitely marries the maple and the vanilla extract together, okay, to bring out the flavor of the pecan. So, all right, now we're going to add our powdered sugar. This is going to be 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. You can really use your judgment as to what you want to do here. If you want to add more, if you wanted a thicker frosting, you can add more powdered sugar. If you want less, you want it more thin, you can use less. Okay, so it's really up to you. The instructions, the ingredients calls for 2.5 cups, so I just used 2.5 cups. But once I did it, I thought I probably should have did 3 cups, because it was a little thinner than I kind of wanted it to be, but it was okay. It still turned out amazing. So use your discretion there, okay? So of course, always scrape down your bowl, and this is the consistency that you want, nice and fluffy, kind of where it has peaks in it as well. But this is pretty much what it looks like, nice and creamy. There's no lumps in it. And you want to just keep mixing it up until there's no lumps at all. You do not want any gritty frosting on your cake, okay? All right, so that is done. So now after this point, we're going to go ahead and add our pecans into the mix. Now, you do not have to do this if you don't want to. This is definitely your choice. Some people like the pecans in. You see how creamy that is? Look at that, creamy. Yes, that's what you want. That's what I wanted. And I have to really get better with this too. I think I need to slow down a little bit. Sometimes I made a few cakes that it didn't come out this creamy, you know. So anyway, but this came out perfect. I love it, love it, love it. All right, so back to the pecans. So now you're gonna go ahead and add the rest of the half a cup of pecans that's left, right? You're gonna add that into your frosting. Now, like I said, it's your choice. You don't have to do this if you want to. I love pecans and I love it in my frosting. And I'm making a butter pecan cake, right? So let's make the best of these pecans, right? So anyway, just mix that up, fold them into your frosting, and then yeah, it's ready to go. And it smells great too. And I even tasted it. It tastes so good. Oh my gosh. So anyway, but there you go. See, that's what it looks like. And you'll see the pecans in there, and yeah, it's ready to be frosted. Now, what I did too, I put it actually in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes just to kind of let it firm up a little bit before I was ready to frosting. So now I am ready to frosting these beautiful, delicious cakes. And so we're gonna go ahead and just add one on the bottom. Now I kind of flipped mine on the bottom for the bottom cake. And I was being very careful here because like it was trying to break there a little bit. It was kind of stuck. I was like, oh no. So I had to be very gentle with it. But anyway, so I kind of placed mine on my plate this way so that it can be more of a firm foundation to it on the bottom. And then I just went on to flip this one over because since it was getting stuck on the top, I didn't want this one to get stuck. So I just kind of flipped it over so that it can wait. All right, so at this point I'm ready to go ahead and frosting it, and my frosting got a little bit more firmer, which was good. So basically I just plop it right on there, and when I plop it on there I just go ahead and I put just enough just right in the middle of it so that as I spread it out I'm not lifting my spatula off of the cake because I don't want any cake crumbs coming onto the frosting. Okay, so basically I just do this, I just swirl it around. It doesn't have to be a thick layer in between because this is for the in between of the cake. And this frosting turned out to be not too thick. Actually, it's still not as firm as I would have liked it to be. And I say that because, you know, I usually don't put my cakes in the refrigerator. I kind of like room temperature cake. But for this cake, I actually thought I would go ahead and just put it in the refrigerator every night because I didn't want the frosting to melt. And it's hot over here in California, y'all, so we got to be careful, and especially with cream cheese as well. So I wanted to make sure that it didn't go back faster and all that. So anyway, I take my cake and I flip it over and I do the bottom part on top so that I can have a cleaner type of frosting done. You want to make sure that your cake is in the right position, and luckily these cakes came out very perfect, you know, almost perfect. The same size, same height, and that was really great. Just a little tip here: if you put your cake batter in your pans and you go to bake them and they're a little warp-sided, typically they're warp-sided. They may be warp-sided on both cakes, but usually one side is bigger than the other in each pan. So usually what I do is, if that happens, I'll, you know, put my first layer of cake down, and then when I go to put my second layer, I actually find where the bottom cake is a little lower on one side, and then I make sure that the top cake the higher part of the top cake sits on that side so that it can be more leveled. Okay, I hope you understand what I just said there. But anyway, so that's just a little tip on how you can make your cakes look more even and in the height areas where, so you won't have a frosted cake that's warp-sided, you know. But like I said, that still depends on your baking, and if you're putting it on like a baking tray that may be warped, or you know, but if you put it straight on your racks, it should be fine. You shouldn't have a lopsided cake unless you have more batter on one side of your pan than the other. So anyway, that's why the spreading out is really good. So anyway, here I am frosting the cake. It looks delicious. It smells good, and also I'm looking at the cake, and I'm just being really honest with you guys, giving you guys my evaluation as I do this. But if you look at the cake, you see the middle of this cake, it looks like it's falling a little bit, right? It looks like it's not as risen as it should be. So to me, as I'm doing this, I'm looking at this cake like I think this cake may be a little dense on the top cake. But we're going to see when we cut it, right? So yeah, but look at that. It's so cute. It looks just like butter pecan ice cream. And it tastes just like butter pecan ice cream. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and cut the cake now so we can see inside this delicious cake. So let's cut it, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how it turned out and how it looks. It was very soft, and as I pulled it out, of course, we're taking a look at it and we're evaluating. It looks amazing. Look at that. Wow. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. But now if you can see along the top of the cake there, you see it's those little dark areas on the top. That right there is an indication that the cake is a little dense on that cake. For some reason, I don't know why. The one on the bottom where I'm pushing was fine, but the top one, I don't know what happened there. So excuse my cutting here of this cake. I don't know what happened here, but it's a little choppy there. But that's the inside. That's what it looks like. And it seemed like the cake rose, but I don't know. But look at the moistness. It's moist, looking soft. As I press it down, I'm going to cut a piece and just look how soft that is. And then I'm going to smash it for you guys. You can see how moist it is and how it just is sticking together. So, oh my gosh, this cake was really, really good, really soft. And as I taste this cake, okay, I want you guys to get a piece first. Go ahead. Is it good, huh? Let me taste it. All right. So when I put this cake in my mouth, y'all, this is it. This right here, yes, try it. Oh my goodness. It was good. I had to keep eating it. Look at that. I want to show you guys another piece. Look at that. Just peeling it off. Look at that frosting. And see how the frosting is already kind of coming off a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that cake was good, guys. The flavor of this cake, amazing. Amazing. You have to try this cake. It is so delicious. Well, guys, hey, this is the butter pecan cake. First time making it. It was very delicious. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining, for hanging in there with us. And to the very end, this is the cake. You need to try it. It's very delicious. I want to thank all our subscribers. Thank you guys for visiting. If you have not subscribed, please do so. And yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for joining us. What in God's delicious name. Love you guys. Bye.